So do you think the slightly ominous, slightly melancholy music that's playing is going to be any indication of what's going to happen over the next few minutes in this video game? I don't. I think it's a fake out. I think we're going to get up here and there's just going to be a happy balloon party and everyone's going to have fun. That's what I think. A makeshift bridge. The bones are powerful enough to break the foundation. The rusted chain trails off into the ocean.
The chain trails off into the ocean, connecting the island to the supply depot on the coast.
This leads to the depot in Land's End.
Ah, yes, so it seems.
What do you think it was used for?
For bringing munitions to the island, maybe? And supplies? You could also lock the bay when you raise the chain.
As a defensive measure, lock it off that side of the bay.
Lock it from whom?
From enemies. Enemies of the commune of Revachol. This sea fort was a revolutionary fortification, I believe.
We could go up the stairs, but let's have a little look around the bottom here first. There's a birdie. The seagull. Doesn't really count as a bird. It's like the fucking... I was going to say it's like comparing a rat to a dog, but I kind of like rats. I do not like seagulls. The tyres are falling apart. They are at least 50 years old. Well, this was fun. This was a fun little detour. Got to look at some tyres. That was pretty great. Attention. Inflammable. There's a lingering trace of mazout in the air. Why is the word inflammable to say that you can set it on fire? You think something that was flammable would be something that you can set on fire, right? That's what that word means. So why does inflammable also mean the same thing? Unless it doesn't, and I've just been completely backward my entire life, but I'm pretty confident that inflammable and flammable actually mean the same thing. Some fuel has leaked out of the barrel. Black. Viscous. Not yet. Not going in just yet. This barrel says ICM. You see a star with some little specks on it. Warm blood trickles down your armpit. The ligature is off. It's nothing. No way to get up there. The stairs are gone. Alright. Only one direction left then. Knock knock. It's bigger on the inside. Oh, we're up here. That's why it seemed bigger on the inside. Half of it's underground. That makes sense. I'm going to say it's not like this game to be completely off book with these sort of things. It's been hyper realistic so far. Careful, stairs have collapsed. Oh, we have to go there to look at that. Okay. This was once an armament rest. Twin cannons were attached here. Medium distance, large caliber. It looks like one of those things you look into at the opticians and show you a picture of a balloon. I don't know if that's just my opticians. There's a picture of a balloon though, and you look at it and they go, yep, your eyes are functional. Good job. Books, mostly fantastique and historical fiction. Not historical. It's a good way of pronouncing it though. Dishes stained with sauce and fire. A survivor's kitchen. You see candles planted on a broken rangefinder. What direction is this gun pointing? Probably not this one. This is like a fucking mounted like anti-tank rifle, right? It's probably not going to be that that he sniped the dude with when we've confirmed it to be a regular like rifle thing. A moth-bitten bedsheet keeps the wind out. Oh, there's so much to look at around here. Holy shit. Let's start with this thing.
An old cylindrical generator is nested above the ammo lift, with makeshift electrical wiring running out of its side and across the floor. The cables disappear into the wall to your right. The lieutenant puts his hand on the metal barrel, checking for warmth.
It's cold now, but someone has been maintaining it. The wiring has been repaired.
Where did the wires lead?
Downstairs, somewhere?
Tap on the
The
side.
hollow ring, the canister is empty. Dust falls from the generator and down into the ammo lift.
It's dusty, so it's not been used recently, surely. Unless it's one of those things that doesn't really have much motion involved. I don't really know how a generator works. I'm not electrically minded, honestly. I assumed it would have moving parts, but maybe not. What's this? Fallen Arrower shirt. It's very difficult to look at, isn't it?
Books and magazines lie scattered on the floor and on a makeshift cupboard. They are not particularly well organized.
Have a sifty.
Most are soft covers, serialized fantastique and detective stories from the 20s and 30s. This disparate digest includes the classic Animal Adventures. Popular depictions of man versus nature by amateur naturalists T&T Harpin, husband and wife. Widely read by people from all walks of life. Who doesn't like nature? Who doesn't want to survive? Among what is mostly commercial fiction and serialized stories, you find a magazine cathodique for electrical engineering. Then it's back to pulp. Light erotica, an international thriller about circuit benders.
For setting up the generator, presumably.
Someone's made themselves a home.
This is a white check. Interesting. I didn't expect to find any white checks here. Thought we were at the point of no return, but I guess not. Let's have a little look around, see if we can get any pluses to this before we roll it. 30% ain't great.
There's a greasy old spring mattress in the corner, resting on piles of soft-cover books. White linen and a pillow are visible under a worn-out caracal blanket.
Someone has been squatting here. The linen is fresh, recently washed.
How recently?
A flash of pain interrupts you, making you wince instead of letting the words out.
You know, officer, you can rest here if you are feeling tired. I will keep watch. You could use some rest for what's ahead.
No time for rest now.
Yes, any time. If you need a rest later, it's okay by me.
You don't have to be a hero.
No, but I'm gonna be, goddammit. I'm gonna be a hero. You can't stop me. Someone's gotta be in this place, right? Ooh, magnesium. Big fan of that shit. Ooh, magnesium. Big fan of that shit. Anything over this side? Little control panel?
Green paint flicks off the monoblock aluminium cabinet. There are rows of switches on the front panel, a frequency band, and even a keyboard.
What's all this then?
The console of an anti-computation device. The generator upstairs, with wires coming out, they terminate here.
What does the console do?
Urgence, ouvert, allumé, radiodiffusé. Sounds like this device was used to control the electronics here. Maybe it still does.
This device was used to control the electronics in the room. It could open doors, control lights, function as a radio computer.
Slide the radio dial.
The dial slides under the glass. Silently, you make out defunct stations on the UKV frequency. The words, Feld Insula, are written on the band.
Insular. This is an off-air radio computer, I believe, used for military communications.
It's an air-gapped system, an off-air military model. Its circuits are nearly impossible to bend, i.e., it cannot be remote-controlled.
Okay, turn the emergency open.
We need to restore power before using this, officer. The generator, it didn't look like there was fuel in it.
You're right. It
We
didn't.
should look around outside. There are barrels all over. Maybe one of them still has something in it.
He looks into the dim light to his right.
The boat engine.
Wait, what about this fuel I found from my MC?
There's barely anything left. That won't work.
That's a shame. Well, we could get some from the boat engine.
But officer, Then we would have to swim back to the mainland. Let's just look around, okay?
Okay.
The consul stands by, mutely. Urgence ouvert reads a dial key. Allumé reads another. The frequency band says radio diffuser.
We'll come back to that. Seems like we need energy for it. Can we open this? Hatch is jammed shut. Fair enough. And through here. Is more outside. Interesting. A firing slit. You can't see inside. Well, I've been on that side. I think it's not in any particular danger of being fired upon just now. It must have been a direct hit to take out such a large chunk. The distant sound of cargo ships. Signal horns echo on the water. Can we go over here? We can. Doesn't look like there's a great deal of stuff to see, but we can be out here. Living the great outdoorsman life. Oh, hello. The winch is broken, rust has eaten what remains of the chain.
A strange feeling looking at the water. Maybe you should just wander off into the sea. Leave it all and walk in.
Raise your sign.
In the snow-in mirror of the bay, you see Martinez reflected. Tall edifices of ruins reach into the water, like shimmering towers. And the shacks too. Pine trees and motor lorries, upside down. Islets and posts, like stepping stones, lead into the water in front of you. Go. Step in. It's been too long.
Why?
Perhaps there's someone there, under the water, waiting for you, where it has always been.
Shake my head. Not going to take the suicide option this close to the end of the game. Don't know if that was a true suicide option, but I'll pass on it all the same. Is that all that's out here? Can we get up there? Oh, maybe we can get up there. Hello. The pain in your pelvis makes you wince. Then you continue. The inside of the fortress, you make out the console and the blast door. The depot that supplied this chain is long gone from the coast. That looks like fuel if I ever saw it. A weathered artillery map showing coordinates in the Bay of Revachol. An old medicine cabinet newly stocked with Dramamine. What, can I have it, please? Oh yes, I can. Beautiful. Fucking beautiful. It'll be hard to game over now unless there's like a instant death option. What's this? Yes. Oh, you can get $50 for that. I mean, it's helpful, but I mean, $50 is $50, you know?
There's a rain-soaked mattress on a concrete slab, only half covered by the crumbling roof. At the head of it, double embrasures, firing slits like two eyes in the wall.
B triple prime. This looks like a good place to shoot from.
Inspect the mattress.
A single-person mattress, modern, civilian use. Brand name, Marjorie. There's a fuel stain on the cover, along with cigarette burns. And an empty can of beans on the ground next to it, filled to the brim with cigarette butts.
Pick one out of the can.
The silhouette of a tobacco picker adorns the paper filter. The brand, Tio Moteri.
I think I've heard of that brand before, right?
Contemporary Revacholians prefer Druan, a local blend from the southern islands, or Astra, the legendary cigarette from Grad. Tio Moteri is favored by older men for its paper filter tips, sweet smell, and added tar.
Tio Materi. Like the ones we found at Land's End, remember?
I may have been wrong when I said it wasn't important. This means the same person could have visited both locations.
Two spots where we could get a good view of the hotel room.
I didn't see any signs of smoking inside, though. If people live there, they keep it tidy. This here may also be a smoking spot.
Inspect the wall.
There's a firing slit in the wall in in front of you, like a little window.
Touch the concrete first.
Quite old and grimy from years without cleaning by anything other than the rain.
Alright, look through the hole in the concrete.
The springs screech as you lean on the mattress and crane your neck to look out. Trepidation, a tingling feeling in your stomach. A small piece of Martinez coastline opens up in the square in front of you, like a tiny landscape painting. 1 kilometer across the water, the ruins look familiar.
On the left?
A towering skyscraper, its top floors shaved off by artillery fire. Capeside apartments. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A and 33B.
And on the right?
The red chimney and collapsed back of the 4-story tenement in front of the whirling in rags. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 10. The doomed commercial area.
And slap bang between the two?
The box-shaped silhouette of the whirling in rags. You see a small fleck of white on the rooftop, the upstairs window of Clausia's room, in the snow, reflecting light.
Motherfucker.
What does that mean? Do you have line of sight to the window?
Yeah, there's an opening between 33A and 10. I can see to the roof.
I can see it. Through the scope of a rifle. The shooter would be prone, lying on the mattress, barrel resting on the embrasure.
Cheek against the cheek rest, hand on the hair trigger, on a calm day like this.
Look, I don't want to boast,
I think
but
we have it. The origin of the shot. This is the sniper's nest.
he pats you on the back. 3 small pats in a row.
Affirmative.
Better late than never.
Nothing pointed here. Many leads pointed elsewhere.
6 people are dead. We could have prevented it.
Don't beat yourself up, officer. We did not put guns in their hands or get them drunk.
He looks north, over the fortification, then adds,
The lieutenant pauses. Regret comes over him.
We will make up for it. Here. I feel it.
could the shooter still be here?
Where?
In Martinez.
I have always assumed it's someone local.
You know, something that I was thinking, and the option to select here on this mattress, i.e. indicating himself, just kind of brought it back to me a bit. This guy's got no memory of the few days prior to when he woke up and started the investigation, right? My boy Harry, I mean, I claimed I had memory of it, but I don't think he does. I really don't think he does. And I'm just saying, it's not impossible that he could be the one who took the shot. That'd be a hell of a twist, wouldn't it?
We should move now.
Yeah, turn away. Fully expected to turn away and see a man stood there with a gun. Fully expected it. You feel eyes on your back. Someone's watching, but you can't say where. Yep. Real pickle we got ourselves into here. Shall we just save real quick? Yeah, there, wherever. I was trying to save over the same slot all the time at one point, but I don't care anymore. I'll just save wherever. As long as I've got a save, it doesn't really matter a great deal where it is, does it? Alright. Water rushes below. Far down below. Okay. We need fuel for that. We have fuel to put in that, so we could operate it now. But let's just finish exploring our... Oh, that's where we came in from. Idiot. I assume this is locked.
You see a small metal door nested inside a larger one. A heavy steel blast door. There is a conventional keyhole above the handle. It's very small.
How do we open this?
Maybe this is one of the doors we don't open?
He looks at the door, and then at its bigger brother, and then at the lock.
He's right. It would be better to open its big brother. A powerful engine hangs under the ceiling. It must control the blast door.
You're right. We open the big one. Do you see the controls anywhere?
Yeah, on the console just southeast of here. Remember? Let's look around. Getting the blast door open seems like the best plan.
I don't know, there's a keyhole to look through. What's on the other side?
Another part of the island, probably. The lock looks like it could still be usable.
So I can't look through the keyhole. That's a damn shame, honestly. The Great Blast Door must weigh over 10 tons. Rust peels off it. Is that me? Oh no, that's the dude, isn't it? The communist fella. We've seen pictures of him a few times now. A lot of the lore has gone over my head a wee bit. I'm not going to pretend it hasn't.
This old cylindrical generator waits with its fuel cap open. Makeshift electrical wiring runs out of its side and across the floor.
Pour in that fuel.
The lieutenant assists you, holding the canister up to the fuel tank as you tilt. Dark brown, viscous fluid pours out, and the room fills with a chemical smell. There's a red starter switch on the side of the cylinder and a start rope on the other side. The lieutenant flicks the switch.
Pull the rope.
The recoil start wakes the old generator up. The machine sputters like an old warhorse before settling down to a rattle.
That should do it.
That should indeed do it.
Soft covers, serialized fantastique and detective stories, animal adventures, a magazine for electrical engineering,
Yellow.
and an internet. Oh yes, under the bed, there is a rather extensive collection of critical theory, that is, dour, life non-affirming left-wing literature, published by small imprints such as Abattoir Firm and Ouzia. It's not exactly like reading.
Look, Kim. A book. Left wing. I have no comments, do you?
Ouzia. Humanitarian sciences. Stands out. Not a lot of critical theory around in Ravachol West anymore.
Your incendiary remark has failed to provoke him. Wasn't there some in the communist student's room?
A student in the apartment building seemed to have some as well.
Well, yes. That one student did.
The one student we never really met, right? We just raided their room and left. Should have known that was going to be relevant somehow. You think that's the killer?
The little books seem inconsequential next to the big pile of frivolous entertainment covering them.
Critical theory books. What do you think this means?
Whoever has lived here, they have some education and a certain set of interests.
Interesting.
Interesting indeed. I'm very surprised I succeeded that check, but honestly, quite helpful. I did not make the connection at all between the communist books and the student's room until just now. Till it straight up told me to.
A dim golden glow animates the console. Faint, like a ghost light. Urgence ouvert reads one dial key. Allumer reads another.
It's on. Turn emergency open.
Automatic boot.
Alright, I will.
The blast door opens with a series of clicks. A shaft of light appears, then widens as the light shines in.
Huzzah. I'm sure the ominous slowness of this is not building tension for anything. It just keeps going, huh?
After you.
A lot of experience here. Before, outside, when we were walking across the sand, I felt someone watching me.
So did I. Not back there, but I felt it since we came here.
What if we go into another fight?
Don't worry. I have a gun.
He takes out his sidearm, checks the barrel and holsters it again. Yeah, not massively useful the last two times against the woman with the magical brain fuck device or the army of heavily armoured plated mercenaries, but you know, I'm sure it'll go just fine this time. I don't have a gun.
Extra good that I do.
Okay, well, let's go then. Hold your breath. Nothing? Nothing yet, at least. What's this? A rubber dinghy. It's deflated and broken. Ah. Small white flowers blossom all around you. Interesting. Oh, is this some fucking calling card or something? The murderer bringing the flowers to Classier's room to be like, hey, by the way. Unless it fucking was Classier this whole time. Well, well, well. And who might this be? Fuck it. Commit.
An old man wearing tracksuit trousers leans on the frame stock of his rifle. He gathers a big ball of spit in his mouth, then spits it out into the extinguished fire before him. He raises his black eyes, hooded by creased eyelids, to meet yours. Unclouded by cataracts, his eyesight is sharp.
You've retained your eyesight.
My eyesight? Yes. Helps me see all the shit.
Nice gun you got there.
It's not nice. It's a piece of shit. But it gets the job done.
That Bell Maygrave?
It's a 3-Angong 446.
Southeast Samaran made. Exotic. Must be defunct too. No modern rifle manufacturer of that name springs to mind.
A Samaran rifle. How did you get hold of one?
It was sent to us by our brothers in the Sinyao commune. Military aid.
He pats the rifle.
It has stayed true to him. He can still make it sing.
The Sinyao commune.
You heard me. It's good now. Like chalk, white from the ball.
His gaze turns inwards.
He's right. Almost no one remembers there was a third metastasis of the world revolution in the Safre Empire, extinguished in '06.
It's not wiped from the board. I remember it.
They wouldn't like hearing their name in your mouth. Damn dog.
The time will come to win his trust, comrade. It is not now. You need to take care of the gun first.
Sir, I need you to put the gun down so we can talk further. We're with the police.
The lieutenant pulls his pistol from the holster.
You are a glorified night watchman. This is a service rifle. I can only lay it down before an enemy commander of corresponding rank.
Okay, but keep the gun down while we talk.
No.
The lieutenant aims his pistol square at the man's head and says,
Put it down now, sir.
Or you're gonna blow my brains out before you question me. To hell with it. It's a walking stick anyway. It's out of bullets.
The old man lays the rifle down carelessly and looks at it lying there. I'll pick it up.
His gaze follows your motions. The rifle feels surprisingly light in your hand. Frame stocked and patched in places with tape and wire.
Inspect it closer.
The rifle's in a shabby state, like a crutch that's seen too much travel. Hieroglyphs are embossed into the forearm, made of walnut. On the butt, you see Vespertine writing, burnt into the wood. Triangong, 4.46mm, made in Sinyao.
This uses jacketed ammunition, 4.46.
The right type and the right calibre.
The lieutenant nods, glancing at the gun.
He's liking this.
I'll stir the bad boy.
The old man keeps following your motion with his gaze. His right arm twitches suddenly. This looked very much like the murder weapon. It can be used against him to get a confession. In time.
So what have you been using this gun for?
No reply. His leg twitches. You went in too fast. Over-eager. He sounds like he hasn't gotten to speak to another human being in a long time, especially about politics. That's what you should do first.
Okay, who are you?
My name is Josef Lilianovich Dross, Political Commissar of the 114th Anti-Aircraft Division of the 4th Army of the Commune of Revachol. I am a deserter, a partisan, and a prisoner of war. This is my termless surrender.
His eyes turn to the reeds again, dead and dull.
The commune of Revachol? Do you mean the ICM? You're a holdover from the...
From the Insulindian Citizens Militia, the army of the revolution. I was recruited in Jamrock in '07, trained in the École de Contrôle Orient, and consigned to emergency defense duties in '08. I left my unit on the eve of the landing. When I returned here on May 14th, the commune had fallen. Still armed and ideologically trained, I wrote a criticism of myself and resumed partisan duties.
51 minus 8 equals 43.
You've been on this island for 43 years.
No.
He looks
I've been
into the
on
fire.
other islands too.
Okay.
I was in Resurrection until they turned it into a spa in '18. Then I was on E48, a nameless sound, until the sea washed over it. Then I came back here. That was 22 years ago.
Again, you've been hiding here for 43 years.
43 years and 10 months.
I don't even know what that is.
It's inhuman. It's sick. It's not how a human being should live, but I had to. I couldn't just forget. I couldn't just forget what I saw.
What have you been doing during all this time?
Hiding, fishing, waiting.
He looks across the water.
2 police officers step out of the Whirling in Rags cafeteria. Satellite officer Jean-Vic Mayer inspects giant letters across the plaza mosaic in dark red government-marked heavy fuel oil. Patrol officer Judith Minot points west. The fishing village. She glances at her watch. We meet in 15 minutes. It's a 10-minute walk. The officers go, leaving behind the writing, still smelling of petroleum. One day, it says, I will return to your side.
That's what it says.
Always waiting.
What the fuck did Cindy know about this? The old man turns his eyes from the shore and back to you.
For
what?
her to return.
Her who?
Girl, child, revolution.
Girl child revolution.
Always.
I dare not dream anymore.
Good. The material base for an uprising has eroded. The working class has betrayed mankind and themselves. The historic opportunity for a revolution has passed. It will not come back anymore, however hard I try, whatever I do.
How have you concealed yourself all these years?
It was hard in the tens. I didn't have partisan training. They were searching for stragglers, those bloodhounds. Floodlights on the water at night.
There were posters, campaigns.
We communards still hoped, and they needed to snuff that hope out. The East capitulated. Martinez and Cold City were turned to dust. But Jamrock, Forburg, even Coron, and Boogie Street, of course. Those fucking kips had Marsoff coursing through their veins. And others too. Some cordons of Revachol was still fighting. There were cells. I tried to contact them. Soon they all went silent. The frequency's dead.
How did you get between here and the mainland?
At night, I used a dinghy. I only went after dark then. When I got to the city, I stayed underground. Patrols, you lot, the commons too. They'd started snitching.
In the city, you move underground?
From bunker to bunker. Not anymore. No one cares now. I don't even have to hide. They think I'm another antisocial vagrant. I could walk straight into that town if I wanted.
He falls silent, his gaze fixed on the shacks huddled together across the water. So why don't you just walk there?
I don't want to. They're all traitors. Pigs, rabbits, and dogs. Men without ideals are only animals.
He does not want to see life moving on. People forgetting, drinking, laughing.
The weapons cache under St. Ghislaine, 22B, in the basement. Have you been there?
So you finally found it. There must have been a small squadron's worth of arms in there. Elmer Graves, right?
They were damaged beyond use.
I know.
So you've been there?
Sleeping. Some nights, ammo scrounging on others. Those McGraves were shit, even before they corroded. Some had bullets in the chamber, however.
You feel the dots connecting. Little dots on the map he's walked across.
There's a small bunker under the Feld building. Have you stayed there?
The propaganda bunker. I used to, but not anymore.
Propaganda bunker?
They stored leaflets there. Broadcasting equipment, too. Made broadcasts, I think. Propaganda officers. I buried them with their leaflets. They killed themselves. 2 young boys.
They killed themselves.
A lot of our boys did. I spent some winters there. Never liked it. Kept thinking of them. No need to go underground anymore. It's better in the ruins, on the ground.
One more question. Do you smoke cigarettes?
I do.
Ever smoked them on the mainland?
They're good. Plenty of tar. I like that boy on the pack, too. Reminds me of the last century.
Okay. Well, tell me another thing.
The old man looks across the water, at the city, the ruins, the motorways rising above it.
You said this is your termless surrender.
You're with the RCM, the coalition-appointed mob that enforces bourgeois morals in Revachol.
We're not coalition appointed. We just try to help people.
You're the RCM. You represent the Moralist International, the enemies of humanity who took this city. I represent their adversary, le Parti Communiste d'Insolande. Take me to them as a prisoner of war. I have relinquished my weapon. I can no longer serve. No superiors can relieve me of my duty. You bulldoze them all to a mass grave for trying to free humanity.
A spray of blood from his mouth on the black charcoal in the fire pit.
Well, I have another serious question for you.
There's nothing serious in this world. It's a
One more time.
farce.
One more time. What have you used this gun for?
What have I used it for? I've used it for killing people.